that back. Right, I've made my coffee now, and it's occurred to me that I want to say about 4K. I don't know what your take is regarding 4K. Now, there's lots of people, especially initially, that are claiming that 4K is not necessary. And that a good 1080p monitor from 24 to 27 inches is best. It's the sweet spot. And there's next to no difference running 1080p versus 4K. Well, that's just not true. And whoever said that, all of them, including that Total Biscuit guy, they just had no idea what they're talking about. See, the thing is, he was running a 670 or something like that at the time when he was talking about this, and there's no real benefit to it. And it is everything just pops in 4K. It really does. It is just like seeing a very clear picture versus seeing a picture through net curtains, depending on the size of the monitor. Once you get past 27 inches, you really, really notice it, especially if it's OLED, organic light emitting diode. Now, I get that a really fast refresh rate on 1080p looks great, but this is for mostly for competitive gaming. I'm playing this now and it looks great, absolutely just excellent. If I put it on a 1080p monitor at 27 inches, it would look worse than it does at a 55-inch monitor at 4K. And also the price ratio. The monitors, for 140 hertz G-Sync, that's madness. The money, it costs more than this. What else? Yeah, the colours, it's sheer denial. And the reason people back that is because they have to justify what they've got, like I am, I suppose. They're justifying that their purchase was the wise one, and or because they can't afford another type, then they maybe they can't afford they really have to justify what they've got to make them. I don't know. People, this is natural. People do this. I used to do it when I was younger. I'd try and argue a case for something that was in my budget, but in the end, it would always be, the answer would be, the argument was, well, that's what I could afford at the time, which makes it better for me. Now, of course, 4K a couple of years ago when they first started, people first said, oh yeah, you don't need it. And the monitor was, say, 15,000. Well, the problem with then was that GPUs really couldn't run much at 4K. So the price went up dramatically because you had to buy multiple GPUs, and they didn't even have HDMI 2 back then. So everything was run through DisplayPort, and 4K tellies didn't have DisplayPort. Panasonic actually did. So obviously now no one's saying that. It's getting on for 2018, and people have stopped saying that 4K is pointless and a waste of time. For the most part, they have. Now, good, but it's like Land Rovers, isn't it? You know when the new Land Rovers out and they go, that shit that is. I mean, this is something I deal with often. I mean, an awful lot I deal with this. Every new Land Rover apparently is rubbish. It's plastic tat. Now I've driven them all. They're far from it. Sneaky bastard. Anyway, so it's all about preference and mostly budgets. is why people kick off on something. Have you seen when a game comes out and let's say it's 50 quid, oh I'm not paying that, it's shit. If it was 5 quid, everybody says that's brilliant. You know, all of a sudden it's better. And if it runs on their crappy, say you haven't got a good system, and it runs on your crappy system, it's the best game ever because it was cheap and runs on anything. But that doesn't mean it's better than a game that costs 60 quid and it takes a Colossus to run it, you know, a pixel collider. Budget doesn't make something good. And that works both ways. Although in technology, usually the more you spend, the better you get. It's a false economy buying cheap in a lot of ways. I'm not talking about programs here. Some of the best programs ever are free, aren't they? So. Shoot. Are they just coming? Do I have to find a way out of here? Like in Call of Duty, if you don't get past the city. You know, if you don't get to a certain checkpointed area, if you don't make a move, the enemies just keep coming. Didn't think this one would do that. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it was just a fluke. Yeah, in my experience, 4K, even with a tally that doesn't have the quickest response rates, which is I've never noticed because I've never had faster than a base is equal to the best monitor ever bought, and the best monitor ever bought is about 150 quid. So response time is very similar. I know it's not as good as 1 millisecond like some of these super monitors, and 144 frames a second upwards. I'd rather have this and be able to play no single player games and racing games in glorious big screen with billions of pixels and HDR and whatnot than have a washed out FreeSync monitor that costs more with a fraction of the pixels that really doesn't help me in my day to day. I use 4K big screens because I can edit with them. And it's a win-win for me. Are they bats up there? No, they're not. It's win-win for me. I do a lot of editing, and I need usually, well, the best one-on-one ratio I can get, or as close to for editing. You're getting color correction. Keying everything works a treat. I would never pay 650 quid for a 24-inch to 27-inch monitor that's 1080p just because it's got a fast refresh rate and a quick response time. I know that I've never actually tried a super fast monitor, and I bet it'd be life-changing as in, wow, that looks great, and I bet you can get the drop on a couple of players. But again, I just don't spend that much time on multiplayer shooters. Next to zero. I play Plants vs Zombies with bags. I watch films on my big monitor. The playing games is just tip top on it, and I do loads of editing. That's it. What's that? Do I need to shoot that down? Nope. I'm missing something here. Because I'm clacking, I've missed. Anyway, also, I'd rather put the money into a really good GPU as well, rather than just a monitor. Although granted, a really good GPU needs, you can't just have good graphics without having a good monitor. I've got 2 4K screens, 2 big ones, with 2 computers. several computers actually, but I use 2 for editing. Most of the time one's doing a lot of compressing and exporting. I'm actually just doing the cutting and sharing a NAS, a network. Which way did it come? I don't remember seeing that balloon there, did you? When we left the castle, although it is later in the day. No, I came that way. Oh, hell. Yeah, back to the gaming thing as well. I was really into Bioshock when it first came out, the very first one, but I ran out of patience with it very quickly, the first one, because there's a lot of doing puzzles and what was a brilliant experience for me turned out to be frustrating after a while, and I sort of just left it. And I bought all the others ages ago, and I just don't know, can't be bothered. Don't have the time. Even if I had the time, I don't think I've got the patience to sit through it at the moment. Maybe when I grow up, I'll like to try it. I noticed you liked ages ago when you know, like Fallout and Elder Scrolls, when you had those. I think you've got the patience. I remember you building games as well. You know, level editing on. Where was it? On Sims and what else? Flashpoint. So what I mean is, I think you've got the patience for that type of thing. I think you like that type of exploration. I like Flashpoint or Armor when they send you off on a lone wolf mission and it takes forever and you've got to stealth it out. I've got patience for that. I haven't got patience for dragons and things, unless it's like Game of Thrones type of thing. But even then, in a game, I wouldn't like it. Did I kill him? That was good going. No, I didn't. Shit.
This place is infested with Nazi pigs. You should be careful. Do not kill anyone unless you have to.
What's that? Kill as many Nazis as I can?
No, I said...
Can't hear you, Kessler. Lots of static.
Oh yeah. Here's the other thing, Ted. Preference. Preference is taste. If you put money aside, all things being equal, if money is no object, and someone wants to, let's just say for your budget, you're given X amount of money, equal, and someone chooses a fast response monitor with less pixels, and someone chooses a big monitor with 60 hertz. And anyway, or even if someone chooses pink clothes and someone else chooses green clothes, it's personal preference. I mean, the internet lights up with hate-filled bullshit. Mostly about, like nerds like me. Don't know about you anymore if you're well into it or not. But they will spew out stuff, and this is including vehicles or anything else, that this is not right, that's not true, and people should just die if they think that's the best way to do something, and or VR's a gimmick, fast monitor is the best, pink PC is best, you don't need much RAM, and another, and vice versa. Oh yeah, and computer is better than console. And console people think, no, that's the best. And it's subjective. And if you look at it objectively, obviously the computer's better. I mean, it actually built all the games for a start. They don't design the games actually on a console. They design them on a computer and then for console. But obviously there's lots of applications that you can use a computer for. And here's the other thing. You don't have to pay for subscription. And there's a million releases every other 5 minutes. There's more exclusives for computers than anything else. And no, but that doesn't mean you go around like mocking people with consoles. Consoles are actually very good for many things. As in, the initial start price is cheap. Well, no, computers are getting cheap now, aren't they? Actually, they're about the same. To build a computer or second hand. Anyway, all that aside, sometimes it's nice to just sit there and balls. Sit there and what do you call it? On a settee with a friend, and everybody can see the telly. It's more of a social thing, isn't it? It's not a pro gaming thing. It's a social thing, and it's easy. It's ease of use. It's just get going and. Yeah, consoles just work. Oh shoot. Yeah, and to diss each other for... Shit. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Bloody hell. Dude. No. Where is that bugger? Shit. That's knackered, isn't it? Oh no! Get up. Me and Bags were playing Trial Fusion, and we used controllers on the PC to do it. Just because it's so much easier. Some games respond better with a controller, not many. But I was talking a minute ago. What was I talking about? Yeah, preference. Whoops. Hey. Oops. How do you get down? Right. You sneaky bastard. Let's get some guns. Yeah, not like in 4K is it's pretty much the equivalent of saying 1080p. 420p is just as good as 1080p. I know people could disagree with that. They're going to go, no, it's different because there's a sweet spot, and it's not. You see, if they had 4K and I've got a quick computer, then they'd love it. Just like when 1080p 10 years ago was new and people really were struggling to reach that 60 frames a second. Well, they couldn't reach 60 frames a second on certain games. It's just not possible. I mean, they couldn't in 2013. They could. Crisis 3. How many GPUs today can run that on all settings high and maxed? Yeah, you won't be able to find many. Only the most recent things will do it. And also, it's kind of like saying that an iPhone... How can I explain this? Yeah, it's kind of like saying people who say that Lewis is crap and it's all the car. Well, that just doesn't make sense. You can't be that fast in a fast car if you're no good, because you wouldn't be able to do it. You've got to be fit, strong, of mind, brave, and just hell of a talented at it. The fastest car the fastest cars go to the fastest drivers generally, unless you're Alonso, who makes crappy decisions based on maybe I don't know, decisions he's made just didn't pan out for him.
There's Schmidt's, the baker shop. Kessler, I found Agent 2's house.
Thank God. Contact me when you have the folder.
So setting a 1080p monitor is as good as a 4K monitor is the equivalent of saying Lewis Hamilton's crap is all the car.
Sitting singing in moonshine.
Open the gate to the side of the building.
No.
There's a key underneath a large rock. Use the basement window.
Cool. A large rock. Is she joking? You dead? Oh no. What large rock, you bint? Oh, I could have done those goodies now. Shit. Anyway. Can you see the castle walls? We were meant to be near the castle. Anyway, what are they talking about? When I was young, Ted, and say the 80s, early 80s and whatnot, the sound you'd hear on a cold morning is work, 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 click, work, 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 click, click, click. That's if you had a British car. And there'd usually be rot on it and things like that, even though it was 8 years old or 5 years old or less. And there'd be rotten Datsuns, though, the Japanese cars,
Your shirt, you handsome sod.
Pippa.
that would fire up
Agent
instantly.
2.
It's Nurse Inga now. Rest your feet for a moment. Have some tea and biscuits.
So this is where they transferred you.
Yeah, 6 months now.
Oh shit.
Haven't seen you since the London HQ party.
Oh, that was a riot. Wesley spilled beer all over my Bristols. Clumsy twit.
I tried to save him, Pippa.
I know you did, love. I'm sorry. This is not the time for maudlin stories. Listen, I know what you're after, Blasco. The man in my bed over there is one of Helga's Nazi flunkies. Before he took a little nap, I loosened his tongue. The folder you're searching for is located in Helga's room at the Wolfberg Tavern. Now, apparently, she's quite the wine connoisseur. Pose as a waiter, and maybe you can get close to her. For God's sake, put some bloody clothes on first. There's a shirt in the chest over there.
I forgot that.
Do leave your guns. The tavern staff don't carry firearms. I'll keep them safe for you. Fucking Nazis. And people just follow these Bergs like brainless ghouls. Maybe they deserve nothing better. These hinges are rusted. Come help me with this, Blasco.
Blasco.
The
Bazowitz.
tunnel is a 9.4 meter swing to the well in the tavern's backyard. Return to me once you've obtained Helga's folder. And don't you fucking drown on me now, you adorable tosspot.
Tussput. Adorable Tussput.
Hope them hinges don't rust till I get back.
Right. Yeah, and I'm not, what I was saying a minute ago, it's not because the Japanese cars are best now as such. At the time, the technology they had was better. We were still living from British Leyland's parts bin. So electronics basically sucked. Anyway, everything's evolved a lot from the very first computers in cars, from the mid-80s upwards. Well, now things are very, very different. Now we've got monster powerhouses in the cars in comparison to them. And if you look at, say, the Discovery 2, I don't know why. I know that James had a Discovery 2, so I'm only bring that up because might be familiar with it. The technology in that versus, say, the Disco 3, colossal difference. Same with, say, the Hilux versus the Disco 2. But we're talking about the technology that built the car as well. I mean, they use VR. They use all sorts, even back then, to design. And they can get things milled down, machined down to within like a millionth of an inch and things like that, or a millimetre. My point being is technology feeds itself. So anything newer is, in this day and age, is going to be better, providing you don't buy something from, say, Cash and Carry for £1 or Home Bargains and expect it to be right up there with something that's the equivalent would be 50 odd. Because certain things are whoa, dude. You dogs. Yeah, false economy, Ted. Some things, but it doesn't mean that state-of-the-art stuff isn't much cop. It's all about whether you can afford it
Cousin
and whether you need it.
dive bar in Mesquite. Earned my first $1 there.
And everything
Spent it all on
eventually will
rock
scale down to the consumer.
Sweet, sweet candy.
Right, so from the end of 2013, the 780 Ti came up, Ted. And not too long after, the 970 was almost the equivalent of it, but not quite. But the 970 used less juice, so that it wasn't as toasty. Now, my point is, now like the 1050 Ti or 1060 is the equivalent. All these things scale down, and so a 700 quid GPU a few years ago is now 150 quid. Now, this is obvious to you, isn't it? And I get it, but when the 780 Ti came out, people dissed it, so you don't need that. And that's rubbish. You only need this for that. But only because it was out of their budget. Now, they happily get a 1060 for 150 quid because it's 150 quid. Or they find, so a year ago, let's say, find a 780 Ti, and I'm really pleased with it. All of a sudden, it's definitely worth having. But they swore blind that they were rubbish when they're out of their price range. Not everybody, but a lot of people did. Just rubbish, waste of money, no good, probably break, things like that. What was the point I was trying to make? Alright.
Von diesem Quatsch, Helga. Generalstrasse will Ergebnisse sehen.
There's the
Und
goddamn
bisher
folder.
ist mit ihren Fortschritten nicht zufrieden.
Ach, halten Sie doch die Schnauze, Sie Jammerlappen.
Wie bitte?
Nach allem, was ich für General Strasse in Erfahrung gebracht habe, sollte er mir die Stiefel küssen.
Hier ist Ihr Wein, Helga.
Oh ja, nicht zu früh. Ich sterbe
Is
vor
she
Durst.
pregnant?
Sie trinken zu viel.
Ja.
Ach,
Awesome.
Schreiner, Sie elender Langweiler. Erwarten Sie tatsächlich von mir, dass ich Ihre...
Schicken Sie ihn weg, damit wir unser Gespräch fortsetzen können.
Ach, Schreiner, verdammt nochmal, jetzt lassen Sie mich doch erstmal meinen Wein genießen.
Generalstrasse will Ergebnisse sehen,
Ich bringe
Helga.
Sie zur Ausgrabung, dann werden Sie
Back to
schon
the boat.
sehen. Warten Sie,
Fuck.
setzen Sie sich. Wie heißen Sie?
France.
France. Mein Cousin ist auch so. Fasziniert Sie das, Franz? Als Kind habe ich meine eigenen Karten gezeichnet und im Wald bei uns zu Hause nach Schätzen gegraben. Ja, so konnte ich allein sein. Und dann bekam ich auf einmal Polio. Ich war Monate ans Bett gefesselt, hatte schreckliche Träume. Und dann starb mein Bein ab. Habe ich deswegen geheult? Aber natürlich. Ist ja normal.
Bollocks.
Aber aufgeben ist was für Schwäche.
Why is good? That's better.
Ich habe nie aufgegeben. Ich habe mein Schicksal in die Hand genommen. Haben Sie Ihr Schicksal in der Hand, Franz? Nur zu. Probieren Sie den Wein für mich. Los. Probieren Sie.
Alright.
Und?
Köstlich.
I thought you couldn't speak
Sie haben einen interessanten Akzent.
speak German.
Köstlich. Das ist der erbärmlichste Wein, den ich je getrunken habe. Der ist sauer, um Gottes Willen. Trinken Sie aus. Ja, alles. Trinken Sie. Man riecht es sofort. Wie feuchter Keller. Muffig. Ein Hauch von Rosine. Und der Geschmack. Süß wie Portwein. Ein Rotwein sollte nicht nach Port schmecken. Sowas würde ich nicht mal meinem ärgsten Feind vorsetzen.
Helga! Warum verschwenden Sie Ihre Zeit mit diesem Banausen?
Because, my dear, incompetent Shriner, he's not a waiter. He's a spy! Did you really think I would be impressed by your atrocious German? Now give me the folder, Franz! Oh. Behalten Sie ihn im Auge. Was ist los, Eberhard?
Wir haben Dynamit eingesetzt, um ein Loch in die Gruft zu sprengen. Da kommt etwas raus.
Eberhard, unternehmen Sie nichts, bis ich bei Ihnen bin. Verstanden? Fassen Sie nichts an, hören Sie. Ich bin gleich da. Auf Wiedersehen. Erschießen Sie ihn.
Oh, I was listening to what she had to say, though. Bloody script writers.
Did you really think I would be impressed by your atrocious German?
Look, they keep leaving.
Now
Every time
give
he's got
me
out of a
the
script like this,
folder,
they've left a knife
Franz.
sticking out of him, which he grabs and kills them all.
Oh. Behalten Sie ihn im Auge. Was ist los, Eberhard?
Wir haben Dynamit eingesetzt, um ein Loch in die Gruft zu sprengen.
Dynamite to open the crypt. Yeah, this is
Eberhard,
definitely
unternehmen Sie ihn. Erschießen Sie ihn!
Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Uff.
Was ist passiert?
Sie haben den Boden mit Dynamit gesprengt. Das muss das Erdbeben ausgelöst haben.
Gott, die ganze Stadt.
Raus! Schnell, bevor das ganze Gebäude einstürzt. Wir müssen zur Ausgrabungsstätte.
Oh, bloody wire again.
Looks like a dusty old map. What secrets are you looking for, Helga? Kessler, can you hear me? Helga's gone. Took the folder with her. I'm coming back to the boathouse now. Do you copy?
And they've got no guns again. Is there anything in here that I can use? Huh. Okay. There we go. Here we go.
Jesus Christ.
Awesome, isn't it? This is brilliant. Dude. Why am I saying dude a lot later? What did I hear it from? Probably because Bags is watching lots of Friends lately and Joey and Chandler seem to utilise the term often. That sounds very close. Where's that coming from? Could do with some guns. Dude!
Kessler, come in. You read? Fucking gadgets.
That's good, isn't it? Behind you!
Pippa, behind you!
No! Toasty totty. Right. Loads of ammo, no weapons. Brilliant. Ah, weapons. I forgot about that. Ow, 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 ow. Pain. Sorry.
You deserved a better fate than this, Pippa.
What, they can shoot? Forgot about that. Dude. Bloody hell. It's a hellhound. Keep still. You know, it makes sense. That's some pretty rad violin playing. Whoa! Do with all that gunnery that I didn't use. Where's the gun stuff? There you go. Definitely some mad violin playing.
Kessler, listen. Helga's gone. Took the folder with her. She's digging up something beneath the church ruins. Must have been what caused this shitstorm. What's your location?
I don't know. Some kind of workshop close to the old town.
On my way, Kessler. Hang in there.
It's all very brains, isn't it? That's just really satisfying, isn't it? Mangling just zombies in a bottleneck. Everybody loves that. If they don't want to do that, then there's just something wrong with them. Zombies in a bottleneck. This is good, isn't it? Hell on earth. Zombie Nazis, yeah. It was Wolfenstein that started that too. Wolfenstein. It's Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Starts basically like this. this half of the game is pretty much the intro of Wolfenstein. Not the intro, but the second level. How cool is this?
Hello.
Sawn off. Pops. I thought we were going somewhere in the boat. Where are the people that we stuck under there? That's good. No way, you can't get back there. Hey, back to technology, Ted. Bloody
Look
hell.
at that. It's raining Nazis.
Yeah, it's just basically always buy the best you can afford. Especially when it comes to SD cards. Cheaping out on that, worst thing you can do. Want the best, fastest you can get. Problem is the head shifts a lot, it bobs around and you get Lexmark, Samsung, make sure it's the Samsung Evo Plus and the SanDisk Extreme. What's that? That's brilliant. Oh no. How come they're such good shots? They're bloody dead. Catch. Okay. Pants. Where am I going? Is this where I started? Bloody well is, isn't it? Oi! Stop running after me.
Herr Kessler, ich muss Sie finden.
Woher weißt du, dass sie noch hier ist?
Das ist nur so ein Gefühl.
Bedeutet sie dir viel?
Ich muss an Sie denken. Die ganze Zeit.
Dann werde ich für sie beten, dass sie dich wiederfindet.
That's cool. It saved me over here, so what am I supposed to be doing? I did an auto-save while I was over there, so I'm assuming I'm going in the right direction. No, I'm not. Lucky one at me. You punk. Damn. Where am I going wrong? Nope. I could have sworn I had to go down there. If you're frustrated, then join the club. There's got to be something somewhere. Have I been there? Bloody hell. Don't think I'm meant to go there, am I? Alright, this is where I started. Can't go over there. Can't go over here either, I don't think. Hey Ted, you know what? Some games just do exactly what this, you know, they're meant to be straightforward, do what they say on the tin. That's Call of Duty as well. But others, like Painkiller, well, they're just blatantly fun. There's no excuses. You can play 2 minutes of it or 2 hours of it. It's still good fun. Although I don't know what they look like today. But I know they look a lot better than Doom, and people still play Doom. The original Doom, that is. Okay, something's doesn't make sense. Where am I supposed to go? It's got to be here, isn't it? Wherever I go, it's got to be around here. Because the autosave happened here. Is there a wall to climb up? No. And when I came here, the zombies stopped appearing. Is there a ladder? Am I missing something? Yes, the wall there. Oh God. How many people, if there is anybody watching, spotted that? I was shouting, the wall, the wall.
They're in trouble. Gotta find a way to get to them.
Oh dear. Bloody hell. You kill them and then they fire up with those things. Excellent. That's really cool. Bastard. That's brilliant. Come on, give me the goods, give me the goods. Damn, where do I go? Shit. You said it, woman.
Why do they hate us so much?
Because their brains got broke, I reckon.
I killed one of them. Did you see that, Mr. BJ?
Good on you, kid.
I have been here before. The week after Weihnachten. My friend, she made me sneak in here so we could look for the bathhouse ghosts. The heating was off because of the bombs. And there was ice in the pool. We danced to gramophone records in her Obermeister's office. And I remember laughing and breathing and being afraid someone would catch us and take me away from her. I made a promise. Whatever would happen to me, I would find a way back to her.
You can't go by yourself. Not with them monsters out there.
If I do not go, I might as well let the monsters rip my insides out. I will go up through that hole, and you will help me. I know you will, Mr. BJ.
Presumptuous, aren't you, dear? It'd be great if you could just say, nah, I've got other things to do.
Here. Listen, I can come with you.
No, silly soldier man. You will stop Helga. I will be careful.
Ah!
So sorry, Kessler. Wasn't supposed to end this way.
What's the point of coming over here? He's gonna die.
I was a kid. We had a monster in our basement. My father said if I'd done wrong, it'd creep out at night and come for me. I tried to do no wrong, but the monster came all the same.
Hey. Fire it up.
Head for the church ruins. Helga's gotta be there. Whatever she's doing, it's bad and you gotta stop it. Then snatch the goddamn folder. One more hillbilly boy. One more.
You better not start up. Oh, I came from here. Oh, How do you get up? Don't you join them? This is fun. I like it. Get off. Get off. So if I get back on that thing, loads of zombies turn up again. That's convenient. What's that mean? Key. Why would I need a key? I've got that big thing. Can't I just smash the door in? No.
I hear you, Annette.
I think I found my friend. She's locked inside this big house. There's the back way. I will save her.
Just
No time, Mr. BJ. Have to run.
be careful.
Hey. That was weird, isn't it? I mean, a stray one. supposed to do now? Oh, battered. It's safe to say I've just... How long do I have to fend this lot off for? Damn. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, that's great, that is. Whoa! Bloody nimble buggers. What am I supposed to be doing here? Thanks for that. No. Opens from your side. Oh shoot, that's where I've got to go. She wouldn't do that. Absolutely could do with the ammo. I did that on purpose because I saw some goodies over here that I want. Is there anything else? Nope. There we go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could just knock that down. Tales from the Crypt. Can you dig it? Where is the castle now?
Ich denke nicht. Er muss schon tot sein. Wahrscheinlich sind das diese untoten Dinger.
Warum müssen wir hier oben festsitzen, während diese Dinger im Dunkeln lauern?
Hast du etwa Angst, Hans?
Vielleicht. Hast du gesehen, was sie mit Fritz gemacht haben?
Ich konnte Fritz leiden. Aber er hat's nicht anders verdient. Hat sich mit den Falschen angelegt.
Sein Strudel war ausgezeichnet.
Mag sein. Aber er war ein Sünder. Ein reiner Körper und Geist vertreibt den Teufel.
Ich hoffe, dass er nicht in der Hölle landet.
Ich denke schon. Genug jetzt. Wir müssen wachsam sein.
Okay, go on. Split up, separate. That's the stuff.
Ich brauche Verstärkung! Verstärkung ist unterwegs, Kommandant!
Are they all going to turn into zombies in a minute? And then they'll be after me. Whoa, what happened then? Well, that is that. Yeah, I think I'm going to go and get some toys first. Whoa, shit! That's good. It knew I made a mistake, so just... Okay. Right, what am I looking for then? Oh, I know.
What have you been digging for, Helga?
Okay. Oh, I could have turned him off, couldn't I? Forgot about that.
What drives this madness? You're like a blind worm tumbling your way through the soil, deeper and deeper into the rotting bowels of the earth, into the dark places better left forgotten.
Just was having a look. Let's have, oh, look, there you go. Wolfenstein poster. Wolfenstein. Oh yeah, Ted. I'm going to see Prodigy live. When is it? November or December? December, I think. December 14th. Not 100% sure, but I think it is.
What are you searching for?
Where's that coming from? That's unnerving. Hold on. Is this just unlimited zombies again? Don't go down there just yet. I need to make sure I've got enough juice. Yeah, it's one of those. There's a lot of undead going on. Alright, I'll go this way then. Oh dear. Seems to me that I'm going to be in a proper boss battle. Wait! You bugger. Bugger you. Oh, I just have to go for it, aren't I? This music's saying a lot about what's going to happen. Or I could do with more weapons. Whoa! I'm on edge now. Oh, that's just good. That is, I like that. Ooh, toys. Whoops. I see. It's like that, is it? Okay, you ready? Ooh, that's the stuff. Oh, yes. That's really good. Is there someone hanging off from it? Okay, okay. Chillax, girlfriend. Whoa. I was up above, wasn't I, looking at these, shooting down at them. Okay. We'll stop here. Get a drink. And then find these buggers. End of part 3, is it? Or part 4?